Have you ever felt betrayed by the ones you trusted the most? The kind of betrayal that doesn't just sting, but leaves a deep, lasting ache? It's like handing someone your most fragile secret, only to watch them shatter it without a second thought. In those moments, the pain feels unbearable, and the urge to scream, to confront, to demand justice consumes you. But what if I told you there's power in holding back, in staying silent? Not the silence of defeat, but the silence that speaks louder than words. A silence that says, I trust the one who sees all. When you're wronged, it's easy to feel like silence is surrender. But silence, in its stillness, is a declaration of faith. It's a reminder that not every battle needs to be fought with words or actions, because some battles belong to God alone. Imagine a calm ocean. It seems so still, so peaceful, but beneath its surface lies unimaginable depth and strength. That's the kind of power silence holds. It's not about letting them win. It's about stepping back and letting God work. Because the truth is, no cruelty goes unnoticed, and no betrayal is hidden from his sight. Justice, though it may feel delayed, is never denied. Trust in that silence and trust in him. Betrayal is like a sharp knife piercing your heart, especially when it comes from the ones you trusted the most. They laughed with you, shared moments of joy, and acted like they cared, but behind closed doors, their words dripped with venom. They wore masks so perfect, so convincing, that you began to question your own instincts. How could someone who seemed so genuine carry such deceit in their heart? They leave you feeling used, broken, and questioning everything you thought you knew about trust and loyalty. Then comes the hardest part, the silence. The truth burns inside you, screaming to be heard. You want to confront them, to expose their lies and let the world know what they did. But something deeper holds you back, a quiet voice inside that whispers, wait, be still, trust in the one who sees all. And so, you choose silence. Not because you're weak, but because you know that some truths don't need to be shouted. They simply need time to reveal themselves. What they don't realize is this: their deceit was never hidden. God saw it all. He saw the lies they spun, the manipulation they wove, and the cruelty they thought no one would notice. Nothing escaped his sight. While they played their games, thinking they were untouchable, God was watching, and in his perfect timing, the truth will come to light. The pain of deception may feel unbearable now, but remember, God's justice never fails. The ones who betray you often hide behind masks so convincing, it's hard to believe they could be anything but genuine. They present themselves as saints, as trusted friends, as loving family. Their smiles are warm, their words are sweet, and their gestures seem caring. But underneath that polished exterior lies a darker truth. Their kindness is a facade, their innocence a calculated act. Every compliment, every laugh, every embrace carries a hidden motive, a trace of poison meant to harm you when you least expect it. They move through life with a dangerous confidence, convinced that their secrets are safe and their lies will never be uncovered. They believe their masks are impenetrable, their deception too cleverly hidden to be noticed. With every lie they tell, their arrogance grows. They think they're untouchable, that the truth will remain buried forever. But they forget one crucial thing. No mask, no matter how thick, can withstand the light of truth. What they fail to see is that while they're busy weaving their web of lies, God is watching silently, patiently. He sees through their facade, through the false smiles and rehearsed words. Every deceitful action, every whispered betrayal is recorded. The one thing they fail to see is the truth of their facade, through the false smiles and rehearsed words. Every deceitful action, every whispered betrayal is recorded. And God waits, not to punish hastily, but for the perfect moment. When the time is right, he will strip away their masks and their true faces will be exposed for all to see. When that happens, the truth will be undeniable, and no amount of denial or deflection will save them. Silence is often misunderstood as weakness, but it's far from that. Choosing to stay silent isn't giving up. It's showing incredible strength. The strength of knowing silence isn't surrender. It's strategy. It's stepping back and acknowledging that some battles aren't yours to fight alone. It's letting go of the need to control and trusting that God sees everything. The pain, the betrayal, the injustice, and that he will step in at the right time. Silence is not a lack of action. It's a powerful act of faith. It's tempting to speak out, to confront those who wronged you, to expose their lies yourself. But if you ignore even the smallest of distractions, it's tempting to speak out, to confront those who wronged you, to expose their lies yourself. The urge to defend your name, to prove the truth, can be overwhelming. But remember this: God's timing is flawless. He doesn't just reveal the truth, he does it in a way that no one can deny. His justice isn't rushed or reactive, it's precise, complete, and undeniable. When God moves, it's not just to expose the deceivers, but to bring clarity and restoration in ways you never imagined. By staying silent, you're allowing God's plan to unfold naturally. God has a way of revealing the truth that's both undeniable and unforgettable. The process often starts subtly, with small cracks appearing in the facade they work so hard to build. A careless word, an unexpected slip of the tongue, or a mistake they didn't anticipate. It's as if their lies begin unraveling one thread at a time. What they thought was airtight starts to fall apart, and no matter how hard they try to maintain control, the truth finds its way to the surface, attempting to reveal the truth everywhere they look. Once you take conviction plays a crucial role in this process. Their own guilt begins to weigh on them, chipping away at their confidence. They start tripping over their lies, making mistakes that expose them even further. The more they try to cover up their actions, the more tangled they become in the web they spun. God doesn't need to intervene directly, because their own choices become the very tools of their downfall. Sometimes this exposure happens on a grand scale. God brings their hypocrisy into the open for all to see, making it impossible for them to hide any longer. Other times the exposure is more private, revealed only to you. In these moments, God isn't just exposing them, He's giving you the clarity and healing you need to move forward. Whether public or private, the truth comes out in a way that leaves no room for doubt or denial. The power of truth is unstoppable. Lies may thrive in darkness for a while, but they can't last forever. The truth is like a flame. It may seem small at first, but it grows, illuminating everything hidden in its path. And when it finally burns bright, it consumes every falsehood, leaving nothing but clarity and justice behind. When the time for exposure draws near, the signs become undeniable. The person who once seemed so composed will begin to unravel. They'll act differently, more nervous, defensive, and restless. The confidence they wore like armor will crack, replaced by fear and paranoia. Their attempts to maintain control will grow desperate, and their once perfect mask will begin to slip. They might overreact to small situations or avoid eye contact, as if they sense that the truth is catching up to them. At the same time, you'll notice a change within yourself. The weight of their lies and betrayal will start to lift, replaced by a quiet, unshakable strength. It's as though God is fortifying you for what's to come, preparing your heart for the moment of truth. You'll feel less burdened and more empowered, ready to face the reality that once seemed so overwhelming. That growing strength is a sign that justice is near. Others around them will start to notice the cracks in their facade too. The charm they once wielded so effectively will lose its power. The people who believe their lies may begin to question their intentions, sensing that something isn't right. Their deception, no matter how carefully constructed, won't be able to withstand the light of truth. The world will start to see them for who they truly are, and the unraveling will be complete. When the truth finally comes to light and their masks are torn away, you'll face a crossroads. It's tempting to hold on to the anger, to let the sting of betrayal consume you. But vengeance is not your burden to carry. You don't need to repay their cruelty with the same. Trust in God's justice, knowing it's both fair and final. He has seen it all, and His judgment will always be greater than anything you could deliver on your own. This is your time to heal. Their exposure isn't just about them. It's about setting you free from the lies, the hurt, and the weight of their deception. Focus on yourself now. Let the wounds they left behind begin to mend. It's not an easy process, but it's one worth embracing. With every step forward, you'll grow stronger, turning pain into wisdom and scars into reminders of your resilience. And remember, this moment is not the end of your story. It's the start of something new. You've walked through fire and come out refined, stronger than before. Carry the lessons with you, not the bitterness, but the faith and strength that carried you through. Move forward in the knowledge that God is always on your side, guiding you toward a future built on truth and peace. This is your new chapter. Walk into it with courage and faith. They believed their lies would never come to light, that their mask would protect them forever. But what they didn't realize is that God sees everything. No matter how well they hide, the truth will always find its way to the surface. And when He decides to expose them, the world will finally see what you've known all along. Their deception, their cruelty, nothing can escape God's justice. So trust in the silence. Trust that every moment you remain still, you're not giving up. You're letting God work in His own time and in His own way. And when He acts, it will be undeniable. His justice is perfect, and his timing is flawless.